Year 6 space practice. You were asked to write equivalent fractions. Equivalent means what? What does equivalent mean? Equal, the same as. Yeah, good. So, what can you spot straight away about 4/8? What do you notice about it?
It's the same as a half.
It is, good. The numerator is half the denominator. The denominator is twice the numerator. So it's actually equivalent to a half. That's a nice easy one. And you can find lots more that are equivalent. All you need is a numerator that is half the denominator. So you can choose lots of different numbers. As long as the numerator is half the denominator is twice the numerator, you could go on and on and on forever. Okay, now 3/5. What do we need to remember when we're finding equivalence? What's the golden rule that we need to remember? Give me a little clue here. What's the golden rule? What do we need to remember to do? Well done. You do the same to the top as you do to the bottom. So, if I decided to double that 5 to make 10, I would double that 3 and it would make 6. Yeah? And you could continue the pattern. The same for a fraction like that. If I decided to double 35 to make 70, I would have to double the 21 because I do the same to the top as I do to the bottom. Make 42, and you can continue that pattern. As long as you do the same to the top as you do to the bottom. Okay, now the second part asks you to look at fractions and decide which one is, first of all, which one is greater, 3/5 or 3/7. Which one is going to be the biggest? Now, you could do that one by converting them both to the same denominator, and that would make it easy to spot. But actually, if you think of it in terms of pizza, one of my favourite subjects, and we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slices of pizza. Oh, sorry, 5 slices in our pizza, and I'm going to then draw another pizza, and this time it's got 7 pieces in. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. That pizza has 5 pieces in, that pizza has 7 pieces in, so it's cut into smaller slices. Which would be the greatest? 3 of those, 3 out of 5, or 3 out of 7? Which one would be the largest? Which one would be the greatest?
3 out of 5?
3 out of 5. That would give you the bigger amount, wouldn't it? It would give you the greater amount. Okay. This one actually goes back to our first question, which I didn't actually ask you. You were asked for mixed fractions. What does it mean by a mixed fraction?
It means a fraction with a whole number in it that you...
Yeah, so if we had, say, 2 1/4, we've got a whole number, we've got a fraction. If we had 3 1/5, we've got a whole number, we've got a fraction. What's an improper fraction?
Where the top number... where the numerator is bigger than the denominator.
Good. Where the numerator is actually bigger than the denominator, so 27/20. Yeah? So the numerator is actually bigger than the denominator. That's an improper fraction. Okay, so going back to this question, we've got 1 3/8 and 7/8. What would we need to do to decide which one is biggest? What would be a sensible thing to do so we can compare them easily? What could we do?
Put the whole number back into the 3/8.
Yeah, good. So we've got 1 whole one and 3/8. We know from the denominator that each whole one has 8 pieces in. So we've got 8 pieces there and 3 pieces there, which all together makes what? 11/8. Now from that, now we know we've got 11/8 there and 7/8 there, which one is the largest? (11/8 or 7/8?
11/8.
11/8 is going to be the largest, isn't it? Good. Okay, we've got 2/8 and we've got 5/10. What would be the best way to compare those two?
It's 5/20.
Oh, sorry, is it 5/20?
Yeah.
Beg your pardon? I thought that was a nice easy question. Right, okay. What would be the best way to compare those? What could you tell me about 5/20? Anybody spot anything that is going to help us with this question to make it a lot easier?
Well, 2 goes into 8 4 times, and then 5 goes into 20 4 times. So I think they're both equal. Just
Right, good. Okay, let's hang on to that thought. Let's look at it a different way. Can anybody tell me anything about, well, let's go back to what you were saying about going into. If we divided that 5 by 5, then we divide the 20 by 5, you get
a quarter.
quarter, which is 4. Yeah? We've reduced it down to quarter. If we said to ourselves, right, divide the 2 by 2 is 1. How many 2's in 8?
4.
4. So that would also be a quarter. So they're equal, aren't they? Yeah? Everybody understand that? Good, well done. Okay, we've got 2 1/4 and 11 quarters. What would I need to do to answer that one, to find out which one is the largest? What would I need to do?
Make the mixed number into an improper fraction.
Right, good. So make this mixed number into an improper fraction. We know 4 in a whole one. We've got 2 whole ones, so that's 2 4s, which is 8, and 1 is 9. So we've got 9 quarters, 9 4s. Which one is the largest now? Fairly obvious. Which one is the largest?
Is it 11?
Yes, good. Okay, good, well done. Now, this one, Donna makes a number using some counters. Complete the sentences. There are how many ones,
3,
how many tenths,
2,
and how many hundredths?
5.
Right, can you put that number together?
3.25.
Good. What numbers are shown by the arrows? So we've got 10,000 there and 20,000 there.